Welcome to the Beginner ADHD Daily Dashboard. This is the template access page where you will select which template you want, and I will go over that a little bit later. And it tells you how to install and how to leave a review. So when you first land on this page, what you'll want to do is choose either a tutorial template or a regular template. These are all the same. The only difference is the tutorial ones have a lot of tips and tricks like this right here in this call out at the top. And the regular templates do not have any extra tips and tricks. Both of them though have pre-filled out databases. So the databases are already filled with information that will help you learn how to use it. So today I'm going to be taking you through the Cherry Blossom template that does not have the tutorials in it, just because it looks a little cleaner for today's video. However, if you do decide that you want the tutorial one, I will show you real quick. You will see that it has a lot more information in it. All of these question mark callouts are basically just telling you how to use different things, what you can put in certain places, giving you some tips and tricks. So that is the difference between the two, but for the sake of aesthetics, I will be taking us through the non-tutorial template. So this is the template homepage or dashboard. This is going to be the location that you first see every time you log into Notion, and it should house everything that you want to see like an overview of when it comes to all of your tasks and events and stuff like that. So at the top here, we have a weekly calendar as well as a little monthly calendar widget here and a clock. I recommend also at the top here that you add a affirmation that feels good for you. So in the weekly calendar, we have a few different views up here, and these are fully customizable. So if you want to know how to change these or add new views that show different information that you want, feel free to join our Discord. We will definitely help you figure it out. It's quite simple. But this is the weekly calendar. This right here is going to be your weekly tasks. If you click on weekly events, it's going to be things that are categorized differently under events. And then weekly non-work tasks is going to be anything that doesn't have to do with work. The cool thing about this template is that it uses one database. And I'll explain more about that later, but basically everything between your work tasks, your home tasks, your astrology events, anything that you put in here is all shared in one database with different views across different pages. So you'll see right under here, under the calendar, we have a weekly task view that is in a table form. This calendar doesn't allow you to mark off like when you complete a task, but this one does down here. So we have all tasks and events, and then we have a section for not yet completed, and we have a completed section. Personally, I really love looking at tasks that I have already finished, so that is why I added that there. So if you're like, oh, feel like I haven't done that much, you can go to this completed and be like, oh, I've done a lot of stuff. It's a good reminder. I also ask that you put a weekly win right here. I do this in my own Notion template, and it's just really helpful to think about things that we've done this week that were exciting. This is a quote widget. It will update on its own. I have no control over what quotes it puts in. So yeah, it's just fun to kind of have a daily quote. Over here, getting lower, we have our directory channel, which has your 4 other pages. So within this template, we have our home page, and then we have a personal page, a work or content page, depending on how you want to use that, a home page, which might be confusing. It's not like a home page, it's like a manage your home page. So, and then a calm working space. I'll get to those later. Right down here, we have a forget me nots section. I like to have a brain dump. This is just a place where maybe if I don't know what to put in my Notion or where to put something, I'm just going to put it in here and then I can check it out later. I have a currently waiting on section because I tend to be waiting on a lot of things from other people, whether it be like I'm waiting for somebody to call me back or somebody to send me a document, and I don't want to forget that because maybe I want to check in with them if they don't send it to me. So I'll put those things here. And then I also have a bored try this section because sometimes I come and I sit down and I open Notion and I don't know what to do and I'm just feeling bored. So you can give yourself a list of activities in that case if you want to do, and you can just click on these. It opens up as a little page, and you can go ahead and just add your info in there as you need. Right under here, I have a Spotify widget. The only unfortunate thing about this widget is that it does not actually let you play the music in Notion. You'll see here it says preview mode, but I basically use this as like a link to open my Spotify. and I think it's cute. So easy access links here. If you have links that you need, maybe I just put in some filler links, but maybe you have like a work login or like something weird that you don't want to forget and you want to like have easy access, I'll put that here. And then here's a place to list outside pages. So for instance, say you downloaded my No More Impulse Spending template and you want to be able to access it from your home page. That is right here, this location where you do that. And it also does show you, tell you how to add a linked page there. And then at the bottom of this, we have the same database view, but instead of being weekly, it is monthly. And you'll see we have a monthly events view, a monthly calendar, which is everything, and an astrology events. I personally like to plan my life a little bit around Mercury retrograde. As you can see, we just finished up one now. And so I always like to know what astrology events are going on, but sometimes I don't want to see those with my monthly events, so it gives you the option to hide that if you'd like. Again, if you want help creating more of these or changing the views, it's super easy to do. Come join our Discord. We would love to help you out. Okay, we are going to go ahead and check out the personal page now. So this is where we have our habit tracker. Now, this is the only database that's not actually linked with the rest of them because it wouldn't make sense. But if I click on today, it's going to move us to May 9th. And all you'll do when you want to add a new habit is click new day, and it will have your habits here. And then you can mark them off on the side. You can also click this if you'd prefer. Like if you accidentally click brush teeth and you're like, oh no, I didn't brush my teeth, you can uncheck it. I personally really like this because as you'll see back here, if you don't do your habits on a day, there's no blank check mark staring at you. The only way that it will show up is if you hit new day, and that only works for the day that you're on. So if you forget a bunch of days, I find it looks nicer that you don't have like all these empty check marks in here. So this also has a link back to the homepage here. And then this is one of my favorite things that I have been doing in my own Notion, so I really wanted to add it here for all of you as well, and that is to have life reviews. So basically I have journal prompts in here that you can answer, and you don't have to answer all of them, and you can change if this is not something that you want to do. You can change the journal prompts, but I have a hard time remembering activities that I did during months and like experiences. I tend to just like forget stuff, and then it also makes me like extra time blind because I have no idea when anything happened. So I wanted to put a stop to that for me. So I made this, and each month I just add in experiences, what was top of mind, what was the worst, what was the best, what did I learn this month. And then I also have my continued goals from last month, and if there's any new goals or habits I want to do this month. And I have this set up for you so that it already has all of 2023 and 2024 in here, ready to go for you. Going back to the homepage, now we're going to check out the work and content page. I put work/content because I think that this page would work well whether you have a job that you need to track your tasks and stuff like that, or if you're a content creator and you need to track your tasks for that. I think that this page would work really good for either. So again, we have this same database that's linked on our homepage. This one, you're going to have weekly work tasks. You can change the name if you'd like to content, finished tasks, unfinished tasks, weekly work events. So if you have like stream events or work events and you want to categorize them and see them separately, the weekly work events is the way to do that. You can also mark these done on here, which is really nice. And you'll see under here as well, there's no tasks in here, so that's why that's not populating. But if you go to not yet completed, you'll see that there's tasks, and we also have a completed task section, and then a work events and a this week's tasks. So a bunch of different ways to view your tasks here, to make it sort of work however you want. So we also have a little quote here you can change, and another quote widget, just so you can kind of have some good reminders. Down here as well, you can go back to the Cherry Blossom homepage, or you can enter your calm working space, which I will show you in a little bit. Down here, again, we have a lo-fi playlist if you'd like to use while you're working, and a Pomodoro timer. Pomo is an amazing resource for ADHD people to work. You can customize it by clicking on the cogwheel here if you want to change the aesthetic or the timers or anything like that. It's a really, really great widget. I also really love practicing gratitude, so I just kind of threw this in here for you to think about. What are 3 things you're thankful for today? Just a good practice to think about. And then down at the bottom, again, we have the monthly view with a few different filters on how you will see these work tasks and events and stuff like that. So that is the work content page. Let's go back to the home page and go ahead and check out the home page, which is not to be confused with like homepage. I'm confusing myself. Anyways, so this is your home management page. Basically means anything related to your personal life, your house, your tasks. I personally own a home, so there's a lot of stuff you got to do sometimes, like insurance and car insurance and just all that adult stuff can just live here. So you have home tasks and events and finished home tasks and events. Super easy little to-do list. Then we also have a second forget-me-not database here that includes a home shopping list, like for stuff that, I don't know, you just need. A grocery list you can put here. Links. I personally hate losing track of links, and I always feel like it's just, I don't know. So I gave you a spot to put any links that you want. You can also store your passwords in here, but it's not super safe, so I don't 100% recommend doing that. But if it's not something important like your banking info, I didn't tell you to do that, but I store my passwords in there sometimes. Anyways. So, and then we have a monthly calendar view. As you can see, I really love to have the weekly overview as well as the monthly overview. I just think that it makes it nice. So that is your home management page there. And then we will go back and check out our last page. Honestly, my favorite page of the template is this calm working space. This is an amazing page. If you are currently working or studying on something, and you don't want any distractions, but you like want to have your Notion up. So I have a good little quote here. You can change it up, add whatever you want, put an affirmation. And then I have the current tasks that you're working on, maybe like your first task and your second task you're going to do. We also have a Pomo template here with some nice affirmations. I have linked to a few different Spotify playlists that I just think were fun and good for work. So if you click on one of these, it'll actually open it in Spotify. But you can preview it if you're like, what am I in the mood for today? Do I want lo-fi? Do I want beach? Do I want work? Do I want Zen Spa? Kind of see what you're in the mood for and then open it right in Spotify. Over here, we also have a Pomo break menu. So while you are on your Pomodoro break or just taking a break from your studying or your working, you have an option of a ton of different activities here that you can do. And I just think this is really helpful because personally, I tend to just kind of scroll on my phone every time I'm taking a break. And this has a lot more options so that if you're like, I don't know what to do, you can just look at this and be like, which one of these sounds nice? Oh, I'm going to go outside and boom. I also have helpful affirmations over here. Feel free to change these. I wrote them just based on what I thought would help me if I was working. So hopefully they'll be helpful for you too. There's also 2 links over here, one back to the homepage and 2 different meditations. So if you just need a little break and you're, working and you're kind of feeling, dragged down, try one of the 10-minute meditations and see if it's helpful. So that is our calm working space. You can also call this a calm study space. I will also be releasing a standalone template for this calm study space, which you're not going to need if you have already bought the ADHD daily dashboard. But if you are interested and you're watching this video and you have not bought the daily dashboard and you just want this page, it will be linked in my Gumroad soon. But it's a little bit different because I did make it for studying. So that is the overview of the cherry blossom template. And the other ones are just the same. They're just different aesthetics, the other templates. So there's a plant lover, a vaporwave, and a galaxy, along with a cherry blossom that you can choose from. And yeah, that is the template. I am so excited. This has been such a labor of love for me, really trying to make something that I think would be not only functional, but help beginners and new people who get really overwhelmed and stuck with Notion. That is my idea for this template. So I really hope it helps you. And again, please feel free to come and join our Discord if you need any help. You can also DM me on any platform. I do not mind. I will help you out. I love helping people with Notion. So I really hope you enjoyed this overview and feel free to let me know, comment below if you have any questions or anything about the template. Thanks.